Do you want to introduce yourself first?
I'm Dante Wade. I am a DMV native, born and raised in District Heights. Um, I have 4 siblings. I have a loving wife. I grew up in a woman-led household. My
Amen.
my mother, my grandmother, my great grandmother, all had big influences on me. I think my biggest memories of my grandmother. It's just like, you just better, work hard, you need to get a job to take care of yourself. And um, since then, it was always just kind of instilled to you, like, work hard and, provide for yourself. So, um, my grandmother's a big influence still to this day of just kind of hearing those words come out her mouth of, just trying to, find something that you love to take care of yourself.
What inspired you to get into real estate and how did your journey begin?
Oh, all right. So, I guess like any millennial, COVID happened, and I uh, was in Atlanta at the time working for a different company, of course, and something just hit me where I just kind of wanted to do a little bit more in life. I was working 60, 70 hours a week, and um, I guess fulfillment was something that I needed. So I guess like anybody, I would always be looking on HGTV and everything, and I decided just during that time to get my real estate license. So originally, I planned to go get it in Georgia, but some things transpired, and I talked to some people in Georgia, and they were saying, you should do it where you have the a bigger influence. So I came back home, and here I am.
What about home ownership is in like the driving force for you? Like, what would you tell someone that is against home ownership?
Um, well, there's twofolds, of course. The one is I always say that 90% of of the world's millionaires are made because of home ownership. But for me, it's also just putting that money that you're spending on rent back into your own pocket, your own pocket. So of course, we know with rent, you're giving that money to your landlord. You're paying your landlord's mortgage, versus when you're owning something yourself. That's potentially something that you can use further on to further your lifestyles or continue building wealth for yourself. I hate the word generational wealth right now. I feel like it's it's getting used a lot, but um, no, you're setting yourself up for potential outcomes and situations that you can use your home to leverage yourself to build better wealth for yourself in the future and your family. Biggest thing about for me is trying to get people into homes, and especially in the Black community, just kind of preaching the importance of home ownership. And of course, since I am in real estate, it's I feel like it's a little harder sometimes just because they think it's we're being salesy, but I feel like it's just really important of just it's again, especially in the Black community, of just owning something. I just recently helped my brother get into his first house, and just seeing how he's worked hard, and kind of seeing the 180 of everything that he had to do to kind of get prepared for that, and just signing those papers. Yeah, no, it meant a lot. It was like a good big brother moment. So anytime that I'm able to help and get people into homes, and kind of making them see that it's attainable, because sometimes a lot of times people think that it's not attainable, but they're in a better position that they can do it than they think. So anytime that I can give them the opportunities to go out and get a home, it's super important to me.
What would you say has been your biggest lesson so far in real estate?
My biggest lesson in real estate is one, it's not easy. Of course, we see the selling sunset, the glitz and glam and everything, but sometimes they're all not great stories. I ended up helping a client that had to sell his house because he was in some financial hardship. So sometimes it's not happy moments. Sometimes it can be sad a little bit though. So it kind of impacted me, just kind of seeing this person who necessarily didn't want to leave their home, has to, just based off of some financial situations that came up.
So, what's something that you feel separates you from other agents in the DMV area?
um what separates me, I think, is just my general passion to be wanting to assist you. It's not a transaction for me. Of course, we need money to get paid, but I spend a lot of time and effort, again, behind the scenes, just kind of making sure that every client that I work with, we understand the needs of their situation and figuring out the best possible goal and outcome for them. I think DMV real estate, you kind of get, it's kind of like the Four Seasons. You kind of get, you can get a little sense of everything. Whereas if you're in your southern part of Maryland, where you can get some of your farmhouse style, you get your acreage, things like that. If you're in Virginia, you kind of get those very modern style houses that they're building now. It kind of reminds me of when I lived in Atlanta. You know, it gives a different feel. And you can, so just to be said, you kind of get every pocket of real estate in the DMV. Whereas if you want lakeside, if you want water, if you want farmhouse, you know, you can get essentially whatever you're looking for, just depending on your area. I think the biggest thing for me is it's all on your time. I tell people all the time, you know, we make the move when you're ready to make the move. I'm just here to help you throughout, you know, to get to that finish line. So my clients would say that I'm very hardworking, great with communication, and it's something that I feel like those two go hand in hand, especially in real estate. We're dealing with people's livelihoods. We're dealing, you know, this is one of the biggest transactions that most people are ever going to do. So I feel like I owe it to them. At least one, have that great communication, but also you can have the work ethic to show up when needed, because sometimes depending on the area that you're looking in, depending on your price points, you need to be reactive and move fast. So I definitely think that it's something that is very important when you're dealing with clients.
How do you stay motivated and consistent in such a competitive industry like real estate?
Oh man, it's a great question. So um, what motivates me or keeps me engaged is that I really like I want to be the best at everything that I do. So failure isn't, it's not an option for me. And real estate has a it's in the industry in whole, it has a it has more of a failure rate than success rate. But I tell everybody that always asks me about real estate, it's like you can't let your downs, you know, kind of take you away. You have to continue working hard and continue to build that consistency, because consistency in real estate is everything. So again, I think the biggest misconception is that it's easy. I think a lot of people again kind of see the glitz, see the glamour, they see the Ryan Serhant and the Selling Sunsets, and they think that, oh, okay, let me just get my license and get into it. When again, it's a lot more that comes into play with that. I would say, you know, when I got my license and first started, I went to the office and sat down, and I was just like, what's next? So it takes time and takes commitment in order to be successful in this business.
What advice would you give someone thinking about becoming a realtor?
The advice that I would tell them is just take it serious. Whatever you put into real estate, you're going to get out of it, is what I usually say. So if you're looking to do a part-time, you just want to sell 1 or 2 houses to pay for a vacation, you want to, you know, start a college fund, then okay, cool. You know, but if you're looking to do this full time, then I feel like you have to put in full-time work. I did a lot of like DoorDash and Uber Eats while I was doing real estate. I would show a house and I would do Uber Eats. I would show a house and I would DoorDash. And then my third year, it kind of switched where I was getting a little bit too busy to actually like DoorDash and do Uber Eats. So I think once that I kind of saw that that change, it and, you know, kind of clicked in my head like, oh man, I think I am good at this. I could do this. So a lot of sacrificing and things like that went into play. But that was when I really saw the outcome and saw that I can do this for the long haul.
Where do you see yourself, your business, or even real estate going in the next 5 years?
Real estate in a whole, I mean, everybody's always going to need some type of home to live in. So I don't see real estate ever moving away. I do see that things are, of course, just like with anything, the climate's changing. So you might need to incorporate, if you haven't already, a little AI into your business. You incorporated social media. I personally hate social media. You know this, of course, that it's something that if it wasn't for real estate, I wouldn't be on social media. But I understand it. It's a part of the business. It's the way the world's going now. I think there was an article that came out that said that, you know, social media is one of the top sources of leads now. So you need to have some sort of social media presence in real estate in order to continue to be successful. And what I mean by continue is that, I think right now you can kind of get away with not being super active on it though. But I think in 5 to 10 years, the way the way things are changing, you can get left behind really quick if you're not on it.